Hey everybody, welcome back. I want to show you this new product I got in today for review. This is the WBPine solar charger and 25,000 milliamp hour power bank. Alright, thanks for coming back. I want to show you this today because I feel these power banks, big or small, have a place not only in your bug out gear, in your car, but also in your home during power outages and other emergencies. And when you're looking for something that you're going to want to keep at home, something this size with this much reserve power is probably what you want to be looking at. Now, if you can take a look at this thing here, it is very, very large. I'll put my cell phone up to it for scale, and I have a 6-inch screen cell phone, so you can see how big that is. It's very thick, it's very well made. It's a nice, huge solar charger. And 25,000 milliamps is pretty impressive. I believe the capacities they've given to me were, it can charge an iPhone 6 or 7 10 times. It can charge a Galaxy S6 6 times, an iPhone 7 9 times, and a Samsung X7 5.5 times. I'm going to have to test that on mine. I haven't run mine out, and I mean, I've charged it up with it and it works great, but I haven't run it completely how to see how many times it will charge mine. But anyway, I'm going to give you a little quick specifications on it. The battery is lithium polymer. It's made of ABS plastic and the silicone is where you put your charger in here. Okay. It is both waterproof and dustproof. Let's put that flat so it doesn't slide all over the place. And it has a max volt of 0.5 voltage with 300 milliamps. Output is again 5 volts with 2.1 amps. The size, it's 7.5 inches by 3.9 inches by 0.98 inches thick, okay? And it weighs about 15.5 ounces. So that'll give you an idea of the size of it. One of the nice things I like, you may notice that that's blinking up there, that light. That is your charge indicator and charging indicator. Normally when I do tests on these that have solar panels on them, when I do the review in here under these lights, and it is fairly bright, you know, I have 3 different studio lights pointing down on this, they don't light up because it's not natural sunlight. This is taking the ambient light from in this room, and, you know, don't get me wrong, it's fairly bright in here, but it's taking it and it's actually charging the battery. And I've had this out here for about an hour now because I was doing another project before I shot this video, and yeah, it's fully charged right up to the top. So you're going to notice here, this has a button on it. That button controls your light here, okay? And the light has 4 modes, I believe. Let me turn it on and see here. I forget how to turn. There we go. I forgot how to turn it on. So you have your steady on, okay? It's 3 lights, not 3 modes, I'm sorry. You got your SOS. And your strobe. So it's got 3 different modes on it. And that's kind of handy. I'm not too much into the gimmicky stuff on these chargers. You know, they'll come with like a ferro rod stuck in back, a compass on the back. Most of that stuff's useless. Having a flashlight on it, oh, pretty handy. There are other options, and I haven't shown this to you guys yet, but this is a little portable light that just is USB powered. And let's put this in here. Turn it on. Just tap the top, and you got yourself a little light. So there are other options if you have a power bank that doesn't have this. One of the nice parts about this is it is waterproof and dustproof. Now, I wouldn't go submerging it, but if it gets wet in the rain, you don't have to freak out. You got a very nice silicone seal along here, and you've got your two outputs and your 1 input. If you charge it, it can be charged regularly or by solar. Again, if you're charging it by solar, I would say this is an excellent way to keep it topped off. It's probably going to take about a year to charge up the battery. It's probably take about a couple weeks, actually, to charge up the battery fully from a dead charge. So you definitely want to charge this thing when it's really, really low via the port. And the solution for that is carry yourself a portable solar panel. So if you're out in the field, you have a way to keep it topped off. It's almost as good as plugging it in, you know, given the power of your solar panel. This does come with a USB cable and a carabiner. I'm assuming the carabiner is for back here. This is probably going to live in my ham radio emergency kit. because I like the fact that it's so big, and it's kind of heavy for, say, a backpack or a bug out bag. But if you've got to have power, who cares how heavy it is? But 15 ounces is a little bit heavy. It does have multi-protect safeties on it. It is protected for, it's got the intelligent protection system, which prevents the devices from overcharging, overcurrent, and short circuits. It also conforms to CE and FCC specifications. I'm not quite sure why the FCC controls these, but hey. But that's what they said on there. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you some ideas for uses on this. Everybody thinks of these as cell phone chargers. And yeah, it will charge my cell phone. That's great. I can plug it in here. And, of course, now my phone is full already. But as you can see, it turns it on and it will charge it. But here's what people don't think about. Most camping gear these days that's being sold is rechargeable. I did a review on this flashlight, this lantern, a while back. And, you got something like this out at your campsite, and there you go. It's charging it up. And another thing for you guys, I know there's probably a bunch of you out here that have Baofeng radios. Get yourself the USB recharger. Toss it in there, and we are charging up. So, there are tons of uses for this other than, say, something like a cell phone. I have a flashlight here that's rechargeable via USB. So, there's lots of other uses for a battery pack, and I'm beginning to tell people when they ask me, recommended gear for my bug out bag is definitely bring one along. There are so many options to it, and I do like having a panel on them. Some people hate the panels on them because they feel they're worthless. I think the panel is cool for keeping it topped off. Lithium polymer batteries don't generally lose a lot of their charge when they're charged. But still, if you've got to charge your cell phone and make a quick call, okay, and you're out hiking or you're out in an emergency, you got to make a quick call, you take your cell phone off, you strap this to the back of your pack. While you're walking, you are getting some charge into it. So, pretty handy. I'm going to set up a little experiment here because I want to see what this is doing for its power. I got a little USB safety tester here, and we're going to see what it's putting out and how it's working. So give me a second to set that up, and I'll be right back. All right, so I got the charger plugged in here. I had to get a little extension because the charger is too thick. The tester is too thick to fit into the charging port. So I got a little extension, and I'm charging up my flashlight down here, and I know it needed a little bit of a charge. So there's your information on it. We're getting 5.11 volts at 0.22 amps. So you can take a look there and see what's going on with it. These USB testers are very handy. They seem to work pretty well for finding out what you're putting out and what your device is taking as far as capacity of your batteries and such. So anyway, let me wrap this up and I'll give you my final points on it. Alright, so anyway folks, this is the WBPine solar charger. It's a 25,000 milliamp hour power bank. I am so far very impressed with it. I've had it for a few days. I've been testing it out. Been charging pretty much everything up with it, except for that flashlight. Everything else I own has been pretty much topped off with this charger. And it never got below that second bar there. So I gotta say, it's definitely a good investment. I will put a link to these down below in my store, my Amazon store. So if you want to pick one up, you can pick one up there. I am actually impressed with it. I'm pretty happy with it. We're going to give it a long-term test, of course. This is more of just a first impressions and a little quick testing with it. But I like it. I'm not worried about the size because something like this would either be something I keep at home or something I keep in my ham radio gear, and I expect that to be heavy. Would you put it in a bug-out bag? Hey, if it's all you got and you needed a reliable power source, sure, I'd put it in there. I'm not a gram weenie. I'm not afraid of a couple extra ounces, If it's going to help me out in the end, it's a very handy thing to have. So it's just something to think about for you folks that live in hurricane country, for you folks that live in earthquake country, if you live somewhere where the power isn't reliable. Like I said, there's more to these than just cell phone chargers now, and they definitely serve a purpose. So that's about it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, I'll put the link down below in my Amazon store, and if you don't want to purchase this and you just want to shop on Amazon, click that link down below. It doesn't cost anything extra, and you can pick up stuff, anything you want on Amazon, and kind of helps the channel out, bring more cool gear to you. Also, check out our Thrive Life link down below. If you saw a few days ago, I did a cooking little test with one of the Thrive Life entrees. I really like their Simple Plate stuff, but they also have loads of freeze-dried food for food storage, and that is how Thrive Life kind of got its start, doing the freeze-dried stuff. So that's there too. Anyway, thanks for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.